Debbie's Corner.
Good morning. Welcome to Deborah's Corner, where critical state concerns are analyzed void of politics, fear, or favor. This morning, I'm deeply sad, very, very sad. Sad because when the foundation of a country is weak, you see destruction. When the foundation of a country is very weak, it delays the progress of the country. What is the foundation of our country, Ghana? For me, the foundation of this country is education. Because if you're not educated in this country, even though we know that without education you can actually get something to feed on, but education is basically everything in this country. Even works that does not demand certificate, degree, or PhD, you still need to know how to speak the basic side of English. Whether you can you pick this for me? Yes, please. Can you do this, that? And so education is the fundamentals or the foundation of development or progress. But what do we see today? I won't blame this current government so much, because what has been handed to him is what he has in his hands as it stands now. We are in a country where students go to school for 3 weeks and then they come back home to stay for 3 months. But you will bear with me that those days you go to school 3 months and then you come home first semester, first term you stay in the house say 1 week, second term 2 weeks, and then maybe third term you have to have say 1 month to stay at home. But you go to school for 3 weeks and then you come home to stay for 3 months. What kind of education system is this? Even when we go to school for 3 months, when you are done with school, you don't even complete the syllabus sometimes. And then going to school for 3 weeks and then staying at home for 3 months. We pay so much attention to the tertiary institutions and we forgot about the basic and the secondary education. But the basic and the secondary education is a step and a foundation to push you into the tertiary institution. We're in a country where they'll come and they'll tell you, we are giving free accommodation to tertiary educations, we are giving them free first term education or whatever to do. And then we forget about the basic schools. We forget about the secondary schools. Go to some remote areas in this country. You will find out that students sit on the floor to learn. Some of these teachers have even stopped going there. If you are being posted into these remote areas, most of the teachers don't go there, because I can't go to an area where there is nothing to use to teach. And so if I'll go to a place that there is basically nothing to use as example to teach this student, that is better I don't even go. We need a lot to do when it comes to the basic and the secondary education. You see, I salute His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama. Yesterday, he posted a video. It was so disheartening. Students walking on a log to go to school, climbing trees to go to school, walking 12 kilometers to go to school. I won't even go far. Last year, Wager, 9 students died because they were using boats to access education. They were using boats to access education. Haruna Idrisu, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, Minister of Education, you have a lot to do. Trust me. You have a lot to do when it comes to basic and secondary education. Not to even talk about the food they feed. Headmasters of these schools actually steals food meant for students. Pinama headmaster. Wherever you are, I greet you, I salute you. Food meant for students, you are selling it. Chito Secondary School. Tin tomatoes meant for students, you are stealing it. So should we blame ourselves? Should we blame the leaders? Who are we to blame? Because at the end of the day, you are the same people who will come out to blame the government that they are not doing their work. Funds has been allocated to the education sector, but up to now, we don't know what they are using it for. Then they are feeding our students with Milo tea that you can actually see your face in. Groundnut soup that you can actually see your whole body in the soup. But they've been sending food and stuffs there. A whole headmaster, former DCE, and also a chairman for the New Patriotic Party. Why? There is a big question mark. And you see, when the foundation is weak, as I said, it destroys everything. Tell me a student who has not passed through basic education, secondary education, and straightforward into the tertiary education. It does not happen anywhere. You have to pass through the basic education, because you cannot just stand up and then straight you are in the tertiary education. It's a step-by-step something. And so just as we pay attention to the tertiary institution, we should also pay attention to the basic education. We should pay attention to secondary education. It's very bad. We are copying, and then we are copying blindly. We copy a lot from these Western countries. Even if they are running a double track system in the Western countries, the system is working. I won't blame the current government, as I said, because that's the type of education that has been handed over to them. And so they have a lot to do. They have a lot of assignment to work on, a lot of homework to work on. We can't be in a country that basic education students have to sit on the floor. 21st century we claim to be. But we sit on floor to learn. And then these students are suffering. You see, we talk too much. The English, we speak big English, but we don't work it. We don't walk our talk. And it's becoming too much. It's becoming too much. We have to do something about it. We can't claim to be in the 21st century. We can't claim to be in the 21st century where things are still going bad, when things are going wrong. As I said, in Ghana, the foundation of this country is education. And if education is solidly the foundation of this country, then let's pay attention to it properly. Let's put things right, and let's do the right thing. Even the Ghana Education Service themselves, they are confused, because you go to school 3 weeks and then you are back home. First, we know that when you go to school September, October, November, you come back home. And then somewhere in December, maybe you resume, or Christmas, and then you come. So we know that after every 3 months, we are back home. And then sometimes we are back to school. But everything has been put in a mess, because students do not know the time they will go to school. They don't even know the time they are coming back. And so you be there, and then they'll be giving notice. Sometimes they give the notice too. They don't work on it. And then they have to keep postponing it. And then parents who don't have money, they have to go and be taking loans, because you cannot go to school for 3 weeks and come and stay in the house 3 months. And so they are forced to send their wards to private schools, or get them a teacher to teach them at home before going back to school. Which kind of system is this? Trust me, the system currently, when it comes to education, is not working. And so to the Minister Designate for Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, please, you have a work to do. You have a very big issue to tackle when it comes to education in this country, because it's very, very sad. We cannot concentrate in Greater Accra. We cannot concentrate in some schools in this country, and then we will use this to cover everything and say we are fine. And then we say the education system is okay. I don't even talk about our curriculum and what we study at school. But some of the things we study at school is non-fact. But someone wants to be a journalist. Well, let's say me, I want to be a journalist, and sometimes you be studying certain things in school, and at the end of, I'm not using some of the things here because it's not needed here. So we need to be very, very careful. And then we also need to tackle the educational system, very especially when it has to do with the basic and then the secondary education. We have a lot to do. Let's leave this side and then go to the remote areas where there are no lights. Go there and make sure that things are being fixed, because they are part of this country. And I was excited when President Mahama said they are going to do everything possible to make sure that the students have comfort, and then make sure that when they learn, they get it. Because you cannot learn in unconducive environment. everything has to be conducive. Learning has to do with a lot of stuff, not just going to school and learning. You cannot study in a classroom where there is no chair to sit, a school where you have to walk 12 kilometers to the school. When you get to the school already, you are tired. And so what the teacher is saying is absolutely nonsense to you, because you don't actually know what the teacher is saying and you cannot get what they are saying. And so to cut it short, let's pay critical attention to secondary and basic education, because they are a step to attain higher achievement. I didn't just stand up and then I'm not sure any of us just got up one day and we said we are going to the university. No. We went to nursery, crèche. Just look at this. We went to crèche, went to KG, went to primary, went to SHS, and then to the university. So please, there is a lot to do. There is a lot to do. And so we are taxing them. We are taxing them. The Ministry of Education, the GES, we are taxing them to do their work. And then the members of parliament and staff. Sometimes a member of parliament is in a constituency and he himself doesn't know what is going on. You see, it's a pity when this incident has to come out before you see the member of parliament in that constituency going to help. So are you trying to say that for that long time you don't know the particular problem of your community, or you are just being blindfolded not to talk about it? We have a problem. Oh. We have a problem. There is a big question mark. We have a very big problem in this country. A very big problem. Let's take note and work towards our education system. Because show me a foundation of a country that is weak, and I'll show you a country that is in a mess. A country that is in a ditch. Let's work on it. Let's do our part. As for us, we will see it and we'll come to say it. Because that's what we are meant to do. The rest of the task is in your hands. Thank you.